Hey guys, Harrison, I'm back at it once again with a brand new video for you. First of all, a couple of things I want to clear up. First of all, I will not be making any videos this weekend. I am out on a holiday from Friday to Sunday, so I'm going to try and get all the team reviews wrapped up this week. If I can't do that, I'll find a way to try and schedule the uploads around it so that at least there'll be something to keep you busy over the course of that weekend. And I'm very strongly considering wrapping Caterham, HRT and Mauritia into one video, because does anybody really want to see an 8-minute video of me breaking down HRT? Probably not. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of that one. And this is the last chance for any Ask Harrison questions. I'll be bringing that back next week, early next week, probably next Monday. So if you have any Ask Harrison questions, just put Ask Harrison and comment below. In the meantime, let's get down to Williams, and a very, very interesting season they had indeed. Two very polarizing drivers, I think you'll agree. First of all, let's take a look at Pastor Maldonado, who I'm sure had a very quiet and uninteresting season, right? How do you even begin to describe Pastor Maldonado's season? Stats-wise, it was pretty impressive. He had the one race win in Spain, the one pole position in Spain, technically. He was an excellent qualifier, almost a qualifying specialist. 11 times out of 20 he made Q3. But his race pace never seemed to match up to his high level of raw ultimate ability that the Williams car had this year. Yes, he made Q3 11 times, but he only finished in the points 5 times, and 25 of his 45 points came off of just 4 races. Not to mention 5 retirements, numerous drive-through penalties, numerous debatable crashes, often sometimes as much as deliberate, like the Sergio Perez and Monaco incident, and just generally being a hot-headed son of a gun who didn't care what people thought of him. Now, during the first half of the year, people were very angry at him, people were making jokes about him, people saying get his super license revoked and what have you. But, to his credit, in the second half of the year, he calmed down, he stopped acting so rash, and he got on with his driving, and it seemed to work. However, you can't ignore that massive black spot where he had 10 consecutive races without any points. And it's not like he wasn't qualifying well either. For example, Europe qualified 3rd, finished 12th. Germany qualified 5th, finished 15th. Britain qualified 7th, crashed into Perez, finished 16th. It's a continuing trend of Maldonado that he just didn't have the race pace to match his high, raw, natural ability. If Williams can increase their race pace and Pastor Maldonado can calm down and continue this run of decent, yet, restrained, raw talent, there's no reason why he can't have a more consistent and better year this time around. He definitely improved from last year. You could almost say the opposite for Bruno Senna. He didn't have a pole or a race win, didn't even have a top 5. His best result was 6th in Malaysia in that rain-affected race. Wasn't the best qualifier, only made Q3 twice. But here's the thing, he had twice as many point-scoring finishes as Pastor Maldonado did. He made the points in 50% of the races with 10 point-scoring finishes, only 2 retirements, and ended up with 31 points. He would have outscored Maldonado if it wasn't for the flash-in-the-pan win in Spain. What I love about Bruno Senna was that he was a fighter. He would scrap for every point he could manage. Often he would qualify outside of the points, overtake people on the track, and get in the points. For example, Malaysia started 13th, finished 6th. China started 14th, finished 7th. Britain started 13th, finished 9th. And it goes on and on. Bruno Senna was a fighter. He would pass guys on the track. He had great raw pace in the race, and often he wouldn't fall down the field. That's what I can appreciate about him, and it's a damn shame he probably won't be in the sport next year, because I think he's more than worthy of a seat. I think he's a great publicity guy to keep around in the sport, not just because of his name, because he's a great character and personality. And he provided a lot of entertainment this year in terms of great passes and would always seem to be going for it during races. And that is why I appreciate him, and I think he had overall a better year than Pastor Maldonado did. That's just my opinion anyway.
Well, how about the car? And I know I said a few months ago that Lotus might, were the most improved team in Formula One, but I think it was Oscar who made a great point where he said that they shouldn't be the improved team of the year. Williams should be. And thinking about it, he had a great point. Williams did not score a single point last season. Rubens Barrichello and Pastor Maldonado in the car. This year, they had, 76 points? It was a massive improvement for them. The car was much better this year. Didn't have much in terms of mechanical issues. Had a little bit of, had a few race pace problems here and there. But overall, it was a much improved car. It was a much improved team. And there's no reason why they can't continue to build on that for next year. Valtteri Bottas has great pace in testing, it seems, and Pastor Maldonado's always been a solid qualifier. He gets the ultimate pace out of that car. And if he can put himself in good positions, then eventually better results will start happening. But I think Williams had a solid car this year. Not bad considering, how messed up the mid-card was. It was one of the lower mid-card teams, but it was definitely not terrible. And like I said, they got in the points quite a lot. Double digits for Bruno Senna, for example. That's always a good sign of a good car. So, overall, I think Williams was solid this year. Probably the most improved team of 2012. And, who knows, maybe they'll get better next year. Anyway, next up will be Toro Rosso. And until then, I will catch you guys next time. I've been Harrison101. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Sayonara.